flow. And tonight's focus pose is going to be Dolphin. Dolphin is a pose that we don't do we haven't done very often. But I've had a couple of requests, or I've actually had a couple of folks talk to me lately about having some issues with wrists and hands. And Dolphin is a really excellent pose to not only build upper body strength, but if you do need to take the pressure off of the hands and you want to go into a forearm version of downward facing dog, that's really what Dolphin is. So it just occurred to me this was a good opportunity to go ahead and build a class around Dolphin pose. So that's going to be our focus for tonight. To begin with, so Dolphin is, again, it takes some upper body strength. It takes some shoulder and some strength in the shoulder girdle. And it also is a pose that really will talk to the hamstrings. So probably a little bit more than you feel them in downward facing dog. But as always, we will offer some modifications. We'll move into it slowly, and you can explore where your Dolphin works for you. Well, I would like to ask if you have a strap, if you have a yoga strap nearby, maybe go ahead and get it set up so that we can kind of use it without stopping later. So we're going to take a yoga strap, and as you know, if you have a traditional yoga strap with a buckle, then it's great because you can use it to create these loops that don't move. So the loop that I'd like you to make so that it doesn't come loose is shoulder distance apart. So roughly shoulder distance, so that when you create that loop, and we're going to use this later on by putting it in the upper arms, those upper arms are going to stay roughly the same width as the shoulders. So you just kind of look down if your forearms feel nice and secure at that width, then that's where you want to stay. You don't want to make it too far in, but that'll just help so that you don't have to put that together later. All right, you can set that aside for now. And I'm going to start my music. We're going to begin tonight in a supported Sphinx pose. So I have rolled up my blanket into a nice tight roll at the front of the mat. Soft music going here. And we're going to begin in a supine position, or excuse me, prone position. So when you have that blanket in place, you've certainly done this a number of times in our restorative class. We're just going to bring that blanket roll right underneath the lower, or the upper ribs rather. So shoulders again, and elbows and forearms are coming into a nice parallel view. Just allow yourself to feel supported by the blanket roll. Lift up each leg individually, stretch them back. Make sure you've got some nice length in your legs. And then we're just going to gently lift up through the chest, not off of the blanket, not off of the support, but just so that we're lengthening through the neck and up through the crown of the head. Just begin to find your breath here. Allow yourself to move into this supported posture by simply releasing the body and concentrating on your breath. Start to drop into your space. your mind into a clear, singular focus, which is surrounding your breath. Each breath in, opening, connecting to the heart space. Each breath out, grounding and releasing tension down into the earth. Each breath in this way, bridging the gap between your body and the earth's grounding energy. 5 breaths in this manner. Nice, soft, slow, deep. Your weight sinking into the support. Release any tension in the back and the glutes, the hamstrings. One more breath. Release that breath all the way out. Slide that blanket roll out from underneath your chest. Fold your arms in front of you. One forearm on top of the other. Bring your forehead all the way down on top of the forehead. And release the body completely down. Continue your breath. Breathing in, connecting to the heart space. Breathing out, grounding down. Go ahead and slide the hands back. Press them down underneath the shoulders. Lift the upper body up and press back to extended child's pose. Now letting the tailbone press downward toward the earth. Bringing the forehead all the way down to the mat if that feels appropriate. Breathe into your lower back. Feel that breath coming all the way up on the inhale. Rounding down through your seat on the exhale. One more full breath here. Come on up to hands and knees. Come on down to your seat. We're going to slide down to the right side and prop the head up on in the hands. You can bring your lower leg forward if you'd like that knee bent. We're going to just do a few lifts with the legs. So with the on the right for you, we're going to lift the left leg up. Nice and slow. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it up nice and slow. Exhale, release it down. Once again, inhale, nice and slow. Exhale, release it down. Bring your knees together. Go ahead and lay all the way down on your head and roll the left shoulder back. Breathe here into this supine twist. Your arms can remain on the body or come out into a T off the shoulder. Nice big inhale, spread the ribs as the lungs inflate. Exhale, soften down. One more breath here. And then come on up. Press yourself back up to sitting. Come into a wide leg seated position. Spreading the legs wide, feet are nice and flexed. Ground down through your sits bones. Lift up through the crown of the head. Right hand is going to slide down the right shin. Left arm is going to reach up and over, and then bring that arm over your ear. Once again, open up. Feel those ribs open, widen. The intercostal muscles in between the ribs. Getting a beautiful stretch. Breathe, open those lungs as much as you can. Exhale, let that balloon deflate. Inhale, come on up. This time left hand slides down the shin, right arm reaches up and over. Again, slowly, feeling the stretch. This is your first one of the day. You're not going to be able to bend all the way over, and that's okay. This is about feeling where you need to go. One more breath. Reach those fingers out. Inhale and come on back up. Bring the legs around. We're going to lay on the other side. So you're coming down on the other side of your mat. Again with the head cropped. Lower leg can be bent. Upper leg is going to inhale, lift up. Try to isolate through the glutes. And piriformis, exhale down. So inhale, isolating the movement. Exhale down. Once again, inhale up. Exhale and down. Go ahead and stack both knees and thighs. And this time we're going to let the upper body come back down. The other shoulder is going to open out. So we're coming into our supine twist once again. 3 breaths here. Just let those shoulders relax. Feel the earth's energy holding you, drawing you near. One more breath. And then roll back over. Press yourself up. Come back up to a seated position. And we're going to come into hands and knees. Let's just do a couple of cat-cows here, dropping the belly down, inhaling, tilt forward as you reach your gaze up toward the ceiling. Exhale, draw the chin to the chest, back of the heart presses up toward the stars, shoulder blades sliding down the sides of the body. Inhale, cow tilt. Exhale, cat stretch. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come to a neutral spine. From here, we're going to come down onto the forearms for the first time tonight. You're gonna keep so we're coming into a forearm tabletop. From here, we're gonna extend the right leg back, press back through the heel and see how much length you can get in that right leg. Keep the sacrum nice and level so that the hips are level, but then inhale and lift that right leg up just so that the foot is about hip height. Press and extend back through the heel. Feel the hamstrings start to stretch, but try not to torque and throw your weight into the left hip. Keep the hips nice and level. Then from here, take that right leg. We're going to cross it over to the left. Bring the foot down when you cross that straight leg over. Take a little turn with the head. Maybe you can turn back and see that right foot. Breathe here. Release. Bring the right leg back and come back to our forearm tabletop. Press back to extended child. Inhale, come forward, come back onto the forearms. This time we're going to extend the left leg out. Reach it back and then begin to lift the leg. Press through the heel, almost as if someone's got a rope around that ankle and they're pulling it backward, trying to lengthen, trying to give you a couple more inches on your legs. Wouldn't that be nice? Breathe here. And cross the left leg over to the right. Keep the leg nice and straight. When you've crossed it to the extent that it reaches for you, put the grip, bring the foot down. And then maybe you can glance over your right shoulder, get a little peek at that left foot. Little foot. Bring the leg back, straighten up, and press back. Extended child. Inhale, come back to tabletop, hands and knees position. All the major joints are stacked one upon the other. And we're just going to begin a little rotation of the body. So you're shifting your weight, hand to hand, knee to knee, hand to hand, knee to knee, coming around the world. So we're not moving the spine and the torso is staying nice and straight. We're not doing any like belly dancing here with the hips. We're simply shifting the weight. And now come around and go the other direction. One more time around, come back up to the front. Once again, press back, extended child. This time as we're pressing back, we're going to stretch the hands forward. So you're going to walk those fingers up the sticky mat like you were climbing out of a cliff and trying to reach that next crevasse for your foot, your handhold. We've got a nice stretch there. And feel that underneath the armpits. Breathe. Inhale, come forward, and let's press back to downward facing dog. Stretch on those hamstrings now. Keep the knees nice and soft as much as you need to. A little stretching, but not a whole lot yet. So press the sits bones up toward the ceiling. Really tip the hips high. And how you can help facilitate this is by lifting up through the navel and the lower abs and really pressing the lower abs up and back. Nice deep breath, carry it all the way up the spine as you inhale, let it out through the mouth. Releasing sigh. One more time, inhale. Exhale. 3 times a charm, one more time. Come on forward, come back to hands and knees. We're going to take the right forearm Bring the elbow directly underneath the shoulder. Keep the hips and the knees stacked. Reach the left arm forward, coming into half anahatasana or melting heart. Just let your heart become a heavy drip down toward the mat and reach that left arm forward as much as you can. Breathe here, doing a lot of nice opening here, slowly waking up the shoulders, the upper back. One more breath, let the heart just drip down, reaching toward the earth. And slide the left hand back, press down into the palm, back up to tabletop. Left arm is going to come down, reversing our side. So the forearm is down, left fingers are pointing toward the right. Your right arm slides forward, reach that arm, and then allow the upper body to just heavily melt down. 3 nice deep breaths here. Inhaling into your heart space. Exhaling and grounding into the earth. One more. All right, come on up, slide the right hand back. Come back to tabletop, and we'll press back to downward facing dog again. This time, lift up your heels. Press your hips high toward the ceiling. Press them up, use those lower abs again. Lift, and then lower the heels to the extent that they come down. Most of us do not have heels that reach all the way to the mat, so don't give that a second thought. If they don't reach, that's normal. From here, we're going to take the right leg and lift that leg up, much like we did in tabletop. We're not lifting it super high. We're lifting it about the same height as our hips once again. Press back through the heel, keep the hips nice and level. Ekapada Adho Mukha Shavasana, or 3-legged dog. You'll feel a stretch in both legs in different ways here. Left hamstring's probably getting a nice stretch. The right leg is getting strengthened through the glute and hip as well. One more breath. And then we're going to take that right foot down. We're going to place the right foot in front of the left and begin our tightrope walk to the front of the mat. So 1 foot at a time, slowly. Then bringing left foot directly in front of the right. Right foot in front of the left. Left foot in front of the right. You're aiming to keep the legs as straight as you can as you walk up. Right foot in front of left, one more time, and then left foot is going to come right next to the right foot as you find yourself in a forward fold. Here's where you may want your blocks, so keep those handy. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen through the crown of the head, really press that crown forward. Feel your abs engage, let that core support the lower back. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, this time pressing down through all 4 corners of the feet as you root, as well as rise, lifting arms up and overhead. Inhale, fingers reaching skyward, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, bring hands to heart. Take a breath here in mountain pose. Ground your body, root and connect with the earth. Inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, we're going to bring the hands around to the back of the body. Interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders back and press the shoulder blades in toward the center line. Really bringing them inward toward each other as you open the collarbones. Lift your gaze. Good, nice deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. We're just coming to a flat back. We're not going all the way down. As you come into a flat back position, maybe lift those hands up off of the base of the spine. Squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit more. One more breath here. And then begin to come up. Bring the hands back down to the lower back. Release the interlace. Arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Step back to downward facing dog. This time we're going to lift the left leg up. So press into your down dog, get your length through the spine, and then lift that left leg up, pushing the sole of the foot straight back toward the back, beyond the mat. See if you can level your hips, almost pretend as if there's a T-set sitting on the sacrum. Make sure that that T-set would not fall off the right or the left side, but would stay nice and level. Inhale here, press the heel back, feeling that stretch on both legs, but in different ways. And then bring the left foot forward. We're going to walk up the tightrope again. So left heel comes in front of the right toes. Bring the right foot directly in front of the left. Walk up the mat in this manner. Take your time, but do try to find that place that you can move into and create some spaciousness so that you can begin to stretch and open the body. As you come up to the front, we'll eventually bring both feet together. Forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Once again, press down through all four corners of the feet. Root to rise, lift up, Urdhva Hastasana. Find the length, fingers reaching toward the stars. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Once again, interlace the fingers behind the back. Roll the shoulders backward. Lift up, open the collarbones. Breathe. And then forward fold, coming into that flat back stretch once again. Maybe you can lift those hands a little bit higher, squeezing your shoulder blades together. If not, that's okay. Find your variation. It's all about how you feel, not how you look. One more breath. And then begin to rise up. Release the interlace of the fingers. Arms overhead and forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. This time we're going to come all the way back up again. Arms are going to reach up. We're going to go into a little bit of a flow here. So I'm going to have you sit back into chair pose. This time, lift those strong shoulders, reach the hands forward, and sit back into your chair. In our chair pose, all of this strength is coming through the center channel. So lock in your abs, lock in the energy between the inner thighs. Breathe here in chair. Relax your shoulders down the back. I know that's hard. And then bring the hands back down, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Step back to a plank position. Let's hold that plank for just a moment. Feeling the weight of the body nice and flat across the back. And then come forward down to the knees, lower the body down. Coming into a prone position. Press up into a cobra. Once again, shoulders pressing back, shoulder blades reaching toward each other. And then exhale, release down. Inhale, press up and back. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Bringing the right foot forward in between the hands, using blocks as needed, low runner's lunge. Then we're going to drop the heel of the left foot, keeping your weight centered over the right leg. Lift the body up. Use your strength to come into warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Initially bringing the arms straight up, reaching north and south with the body. Breathe here. And then grasp one elbow with each opposite hand. So you can feel the shoulders open a little bit more here. Maybe lift the heart, coming into a slight back bend. Nice deep breath. Release the hands on the elbows. Hands come back down to the mat. Slide the right leg back. Downward facing dog. Roll forward, coming into a plank. Drop the knees and then lower the body all the way down. Coming into a really sweet cobra here. Press down through the palms of the hands, but lift up, through the palms. Lift up through the palms, but press down through the pads of the fingers. And then exhale down. Lift up and back, downward facing dog. Bring the left foot forward this time, coming through that same flow. So left foot comes first into a runner's lunge, but we're not staying here for long because we're going to drop the heel of the right. Using your core energy, lift up the body. Virabhadrasana one. Hands reaching up. Feel that center channel nice and strong. That plumb line coming straight down through the crown and through the seat to your mat. Once again, grasp the elbows with the palms. Lift the shoulders up. Shoulder blades press in toward each other. Maybe feel a little back bend here. One more breath. Release the hands. They're going to come down to the mat. You're going to flow down. Left leg slides back, downward facing dog. Roll into a plank. Drop the knees and once again, flow down into the cobra. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Here, come forward, come down to the knees, to tabletop. And then you can sit back in a hero's pose or whatever variation of hero makes sense for you as I move us through our dolphin demonstration. So as you can tell, we've done a lot of work opening the shoulders, strengthening the shoulders, and stretching the hamstrings. Those are the two things that we're really going to feel most intensely in a dolphin asana. So dolphin, as I said, is a variation much like downward facing dog. Dolphin is actually called Ardha Pincha Mariasana, and Pincha or Pincha Mariasana means peacock feather. Ardha means half. So to be completely candid, I could probably never demonstrate the full peacock feather, which would be down here on my forearms with my legs going straight up. So half peacock feather, or what's also known as dolphin, is down here on the forearms, but with the feet down on the ground. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to show you Dolphin real quick, and then we'll put the strap on and we'll practice going through it. So Dolphin would be here with the elbows slightly ahead of the shoulders. This way you can watch and get your visual in mind. Elbows are slightly ahead of the shoulders. Hands are nice and spread, or we may have a variation where I bring those hands together. And then we're going to lift the knees up off the mat. We're going to press the booty back, lift it nice and high. Bring the feet together. My head is hovering. My head is not down on the mat, it's hovering. My shoulders are really nice and supported here. So I feel this nice triangle of support coming from the forearms and the shoulders. From here, I would begin to walk the feet up, coming into whatever final variation to bring those legs as far in toward the arms as we can. So what I wanted to do with the strap was have you slip that on, just so that you could feel. A lot of times in Dolphin, the shoulders kind of want to start, the elbows want to start to splay out. So with this strap in place, it just gives you a little bit of a helpful cue to understand that the elbows need to stay right where they are. So you can choose to use it with or without, but I just wanted you to get a feel for it. So let's start. I'm going to do a couple variations. Let's start. Knees are underneath the hips. So it's like a tabletop, forearm tabletop. You're going to bring the hands together right underneath your face. You're going to interlace the fingers. When you interlace the fingers, take whatever finger is up on the bottom, your pinky finger, and just kind of bring it in so it's tucked into the hand space. And that way you don't have all the weight coming down on one little pinky, but you've got more of an even base, if that makes sense. So interlace those hands. Lift up through the shoulders, lift up through the navel, feel the back start to lengthen. Feel the body position here. And tuck your toes. Lift up through the lower abs and use your core to lift the hips up off of the mat. My strap is no leaving in the way of me talking. So let's take 3 breaths here without even walking the feet in. Just feel the legs supported, feel equally supported through the shoulders. And come on down. That strap actually really got in the way of my face. So I'm going to take it off, and you probably should too this next time through. So come on down again. Let's start. Let's start again. So you can stay with the hands interlaced. Sometimes that gives people more of a feeling of strength and sort of bringing their base in a little bit more toward the center. Another option is to bring the hands down straight in front. So your fingers are nice and spread. Just be sure that your elbows are staying underneath your shoulders. So from your knee position here, curl the toes. And lift the hips off the ground and just hinge those hips straight up toward the ceiling. Let your head hang between the elbows. It's just hovering above the mat. It should be nice and loose. And if you want, you can begin to tiptoe or slide the legs maybe a little bit closer. Stop wherever you feel that you are pushing yourself into the edge. And don't go beyond that. Breathe here. Let's bring these down. Slide the hands back. Let's bring them behind the body and go into the child's pose to release the shoulders all the way. Let the back open up. Head can come down on. Nice big breath here. Slide the arms forward. So this is like I said, it's a really great pose for strengthening the shoulders, strengthening the upper back. It can be a variation that would take the weight off of the wrists if you were having difficulty with a wrist posture. So you can always drop down to those forearms and just move right into your dolphin. All right, so from here, we're going to use dolphin in one little mini flow, and then I think we'll be moving the other direction to wind down. So let's come on up. Let's press back to downward facing dog. And we'll just stretch and tiptoe the feet forward. Come into Uttanasana. Forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift up all the way, root down through those feet, fingers reach up, arms overhead. Exhale, release the arms behind the back, roll the shoulders back. This time we're going to fold forward all the way, letting the head drop down. You can keep the hands on the sacrum as you fold forward, or if you wish, raise those fists up, interlaced hands up toward the ceiling. Judge for yourself, honor your body. Feels good, it's probably A-okay. Put the hands back down to the waist. Slowly lift yourself back up. Reach the arms overhead. Make sure you're not dizzy here. A lot of blood rushing to the head. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Right foot back to runner's lunge. Drop the heel. Lift up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands are going to come down to the mat. Slide the left leg back, press back, downward facing dog. Reach the right foot forward, coming into runner's lunge. Drop the heel of the left foot. Warrior 1 on the other side. Lift up, arms reach overhead. Nice strong shoulders, open heart. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Slide the right leg back, downward facing dog. From our downward dog, we're going to drop down to the knees. Bring the forearms down to the mat. Your choice to interlace the fingers or keep the hands flat, whatever felt more intuitive and stronger for you. From this forearm tabletop, lift the knees up. Allow the hips to hinge up toward the ceiling. Breathe here, lengthen through the spine. Keep those shoulders nice and stable. Walk the feet in if you like. Just creates a more intense stretch on the hamstrings. One more breath. And go ahead and walk the feet backwards slightly so that we're going to actually come forward into a forearm plank. From the forearm plank, lift the navel up. Keep those shoulder blades nice and stable. Stay strong. bring the knees down, press back to extended child. If you like, let's bring the hands all the way around the back of the body and just let the shoulders roll out and down. 3 breaths here. And you can slide the hands forward. Coming into tabletop, we're just going to end with a nice stretch for those shoulders. So let's lift the right arm up, sweep it up toward the ceiling, open, and then sweep it down and under, threading it through and coming into thread the needle. Oh, that feels good on those shoulders after all of that work. Let's let those fingers reach toward the left. Right arm can stretch out in front, or if you want to, you can bring it around the small of the back. Always feels good for me to actually stretch that arm out forward and just let the heart melt down. 2 more breaths here. Deeply breathing, using all the real estate of your lungs. Inflating and deflating. Slide the left hand back, press down, come back to tabletop. Left arm sweeps up. Nice rotation here, and then exhale, thread it through the right. Into that beautiful stretch on the other side. Resting the head just behind the ear. Oh, feeling all that space open up underneath the scapula. So much tension, so many knots that can appear underneath those shoulder blades. And if you like, you can stretch the right arm out, melt the heart down. Just do whatever feels most beneficial and intuitive for you. There's no right or wrong way. As yoga teachers, we offer suggestions, recommendations, opportunities. Ultimately, this journey is yours. 2 more breaths here. All right, and slide the right hand back. Let's press up to tabletop. Swing the legs around, and we're going to roll all the way down. Oh, that feels good. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Go ahead and keep hugging the right knee in. Let's extend the left leg down the mat. We're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right arm into a T off the shoulder and come into a sweet little twist. That upper back, just a little bit of a turn. Lower back is revolving. Nice stretch through the glutes, piriformis, side of the hip. Just let the right shoulder really relax down toward the mat. Release all residual tension. Soften. Inhale, bring everything back to center. Extend the right leg down the mat. Hug the left knee into the chest. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Come into your twist on this side. care to bring your awareness to the left shoulder, softening that shoulder down, letting the earth connect with your energy. Inhale and bring everything back to center. Your feet up to the mat, about hip distance apart. Lift your arms up. Fingers are going to reach right up toward the ceiling or the heavens. A nice breath in. Draw that breath right down in between your hands, directly into your heart. Bring your arms around your upper body. See if you can reach your hands around your shoulders, maybe even all the way back into your shoulder blades. Offer yourself a beautiful hug. Feel that stretch as your shoulder blades stretch apart. Soften the back of your neck. Release any tension in the upper back. Inhale, release the grip of your hands. Bring the arms forward and up again. And then bring them down to the same thing, but reverse the arm that was on top. Your fingers around your body, reaching for your shoulder blades if you can. Feeling that stretch and then softening through the neck. Release your hands, bring them back out. And bring them down by the side. And extend both legs down as we move into Sweet Shavasana. The entire body soften, melt, almost liquefy into your mat. Focus just on your breath for these remaining few moments. The quality of your breath and noticing what this practice has done for your body. Begin to draw in a deeper breath, filling your lungs all the way down into the belly. With energy coming back with that breath, slide your feet up on the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Hug your knees into the chest. Let's place a hand on top of each knee and just create the smallest circles around the sacrum. Very slowly and generously. So the other direction. And as you're ready, roll to one side, pressing up. Close our practice. Let's lift the arms up, reach the palms upward toward the heaven, source of all life, the universe. The hands down to heart center, bowing in Anjali Mudra. The light in me is ever so grateful and honors the light in you. Thank you so much for practicing this evening, and namaste.